I think the biggest dark side of DIY urbanism, do it yourself urbanism, is that choice is limited and desperation is more. The interventions through DIY often emerge from desperation rather than choice. Citizens feel forced by the circumstances created by the underdevelopment or infrastructural deficits to go for the DIY. They don't do it by choice but out of compulsion. And somehow DIY normalizes inadequate living conditions, absolving governments of infrastructural responsibilities, creating potentially unsafe and unsustainable urban environments. See, there is one thing called planned and another unplanned, visionless. Wherever people will go for the urban infrastructural development, it will definitely lack a proper design, a proper building strategy. Therefore, it has been seen in Africa as well. DIY, though, is a good intervention and is meeting the infrastructural deficit created by the governments when people are intervening or doing it for themselves and doing it by themselves. It somehow remains structurally unsound. For example, housing, lacking a design, lacking proper material, and potential safety and health risks are there. Being unregulated, self-organized urban development can lead to structurally unsound housing, inadequate, for example, inadequate sanitation systems, environmental health hazards, increased vulnerability to climate risks, limited access to emergency services, long-term structural challenges. DIY urbanism, while being innovative, but can perpetuate informal settlement patterns, ghettoization, for example, slums, create complex land tenure issues, make future formal urban planning more difficult because shanty or unplanned structures or designs may come up in the city. Power dynamics, DIY urban practices can sometimes reproduce existing social hierarchies. Who takes the lead and whose contribution is more in the development will matter and create power relations. Marginalizing already vulnerable subgroups within communities. It will lead to class divisions, as I said, create localized power structures that might exclude certain community members. Problem of exclusion can emerge while going for the DIY, and limited scalability. Most DIY urban interventions remain hyperlocal, making it challenging to create comprehensive city-wide solutions to urban challenges. Urban planning has to be a comprehensive and all-inclusive design. Wherever DIY will come into existence, it will not be an all-inclusive and comprehensive vision, naturally. Because when people feel forced to develop something for themselves by themselves, scientific designing and use of material, quality, etc., everything will get compromised. That's the dark side of DIY urbanism. However, is it significant? Yes, it is, because infrastructural deficit forces people to work for their own development, to intervene by themselves, given the urban implosion as far as the unprecedented population growth and urban sprawl is concerned. I think that defines DIY and its essence well, though is a dark side as well. Thank you.